All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. I want to start with something from the Psalms. I love the Psalms. And so listen to these words. God, you have made me in an amazing way. What you have done is wonderful. Isn't that great? God, you have made me. This is talking about each of us. That God has made us in an amazing way. And what God has done is wonderful. I don't know if you read the Science of Mind magazine or not. I recommend it. We sell it in our bookstore right over there. There's a little story in the magazine this month about a wealthy man who wanted to put some of his many, many blessings back into circulation. And so he knew about a particular carpenter in town who was really, really down on his luck and was really struggling to make ends meet. He had a wife and 5 children, and so the wealthy man calls the carpenter in and says, I want you to build a house for me, and this is the house I want you to build. And they talk about all the details, and he said, and I'll give you 6 months to do it. And he said, I'm going out of the country to go over my business ventures elsewhere. He says, but in 6 months I'll be back, and I want the house to be done. And so they agree upon a price. And the wealthy man writes him a check for the full amount right then and gives him the check. And the wealthy man goes off. So 6 months to build the house. And so the carpenter now decides what he's going to do is that he's going to scheme a little bit. And he's going to trim some costs and squeeze out a little bit of hidden profit here and there. And so he plasters over some mistakes, and he uses some shoddy material again and again. 6 months are over. The wealthy man returns. And the carpenter says, well, okay, here are the keys to your house. And the wealthy man says, well, thank you. Here are the keys to your house. He gives the keys back to the carpenter, and the carpenter's like, what? Well, and he says, you know, congratulations. You and your family get to live in the house you built. You get to live in the house you built. Oh, wow. So I really, really like this story because what it does is I think it points to how sometimes we refuse to contribute fully to life, and we live with somewhat less than the results that are possible for us. You know, we don't really give of our best self. We don't really follow our agreements to the letter. We don't show up as the person we say we want to be, you know, conscious and loving and evolved and compassionate. And therefore, we have a slightly lesser experience in life. And you know, where I think this originates from is it originates from our opinion of ourselves. If we see ourselves as lacking, then we're going to always be trying to fill that. Always been trying to fill that place that lacks within ourselves. You know, I think it has to do with our opinions about life. If this is in fact a friendly universe or not a friendly universe. If I believe God is for me or if I think God is against me. You know, the wealthy man had learned that he was here to give. In fact, I'm sure that was part of his success in becoming wealthy. You know, I know that for each and every one of us, we go through lots of things in life. Episodes, learning experiences, events happen, big events. I get it. You know, that we have a change in job or a change in career or a change in relationship status, or we experience a death or a disappointment or some loss or something like that. Really, really big stuff. Now, what I know is that those things inherently don't have any meaning until we give them the meaning they have for us. Right? What do we do with those things? I could use them as a reason for why my life doesn't work today. That, well, you know, I've been through some difficult things. I've had some disappointments. Things have not worked out for me. You know, you can just use that stuff as the reason why things don't work, or you could use it as the fodder for why you're certain that they will work. I have a brother and sister, and we will talk about very specific events in our early life. And you would think that we all experience those events on completely different planets. You know, that we cannot agree on any of the details at all. I mean, we're saying, okay, well, remember that Christmas when, and we remember that Christmas, but we all remember it completely differently. And then as we start talking, it's like, well, that wasn't Christmas, that was Easter. No, it was Thanksgiving, or no, it was the 4th of July, you know? And we can't even agree on the date of the event, let alone what the specifics were. And I think that what that's about really is what we do with the things that happen. So here's the rub. It's never about the events. It's always us. If you didn't hear that, it's never about the events. It's always us. You know, because we, in this regard, we are in control of our future. We are in control of our life by what we decide things mean and what we'll do as a result of that. You know, if you say this is going to be the thing that takes me down the drain, in fact, it will. Or, you know, this is an extraordinary opportunity for me to learn something and be different from here on out, sure enough, it will be.